Hey everyone, Terry Nathan here. In this photo I'm standing on Santa Maria Beach, a secluded beach that sits on the shore of Drake's Bay in Point Reyes National Seashore. The ride to this beach is one of the highlights of this gravel biking adventure. The Point Reyes Peninsula is imbued with dramatic coastal scenery and abundant wildlife, which includes mountain lions, deer, Tule elk, and more than 480 species of birds. Flocks of birds are commonly seen soaring above the cliffs that stretch for miles along the ocean. Adding to the drama of the region are the prolonged bouts of fog and powerful storms that buffet the coast. The wreck of the Point Reyes, which I photographed several years ago, is a testament to the ferocity of the storms that frequent the region. As many of you know, the journey to the gravel trails can be an adventure in itself. This is especially true of this adventure, which began in California's Central Valley. On my journey to Point Reyes, I passed through the rolling hills of Marin County, which is dotted with historic ranches and small towns. My first stop was the Marin French Cheese Company, a popular stop for cyclists to load up on snacks. After picking up some cheese, which is a must, I wandered the grounds to photograph the historic buildings and the surrounding landscape. My next stop was Olema, a small village that sits along Olema Creek in the shadow of Mount Wittenberg, the highest mountain in Point Reyes National Seashore. Olema is a Coast Miwok word meaning Coyote Valley, an apt name given the abundance of coyotes in the region. In this photo, which I made in the National Seashore, along Pierce Point Road, you can see Drake's Estero in the distance, one of the highlight destinations you'll see later in this video. Olema consists of only a handful of buildings, some of which date to the 19th century. Among them is the Tavern Market. The market is a favorite stop for cyclists traveling along scenic Highway 1. My next stop was Point Reyes Station, the gateway to Point Reyes National Seashore. I often visit the local bookstore, which is known for its books on local history, and the Bovine Bakery, where I often carb a load before my early morning start. A historic old western tavern is among the options for an after-ride dinner. If you have time, it's worth taking a short walk from Main Street to view the nearby historic ranch in Lagunitas Creek, where I spend some time enjoying the glow of the early evening light. Point Reyes has many trails, but only a select few are open to bicycles. The four that I chose to ride are short and easy, but with a big payoff: spectacular scenery and a variety of wildlife. If you enjoy gravel biking sufferfests, as I often do, then these trails will give you a chance to relax and enjoy Mother Nature. If you're new to gravel biking, then you couldn't find a better place to hone your skills. The four trails that I chose to ride are shown here. The miles listed are round-trip distances. The Bull Point Trail was a brief warm-up that I made after my arrival in the afternoon. The adventure began in earnest the next day, a day of solitude and gravel biking bliss. So, enough with the introductions, let's saddle up and begin the adventure. Hey everybody, Terry Nathan here. As usual, I'm going to have you come along on a ride. And this ride actually is going to be a collection of several mini rides. I'm standing here at Point Reyes National Seashore. I left the California Central Valley a few hours ago. It was 104 degrees Fahrenheit there. It's about 61 degrees here, overcast, foggy, pretty close to the ocean. A little bit of a wind, maybe you can hear that now. So I'm at the Bull Point trailhead. I'm just going to ride a couple miles in, check some things out since it's late in the day. But tomorrow I'll do a few other mini rides and hopefully the collection together will give you a sense of what this area is like. Fantastic area here along California's north coast. So join along on the adventure and we'll have some fun. The water you see in the distance is Creamery Bay, which leads to Drake's Estero. As I'm pedaling along, the soil is getting softer and softer, eventually becoming deep powder due to the cattle that have pulverized the ground. So I'll be heading back to the hotel and look forward to tomorrow's magnificent scenery. Hey everybody, so today's the second day of my mini adventures. Yesterday did a brief kind of odd ride at Bull Point Trail, which was very short and due to the conditions there, large holes from cattle, deep pulverized powder, lots of thorns. Today I'm warming up with a ride to Abbott's Lagoon. Very short ride, a little over a mile down to the lagoon, kind of a warm-up. It's only about 55 degrees here now. The valley is going up to low hundreds, so I appreciate this really cool weather. After this Abbott's Lagoon trek, I'm going to head over to the Coast Trail. That's a little over 2-mile trail. It'll take me down to the ocean. So this will be just a little warm-up, and hopefully see some birds, and hopefully things are clear enough to see the lagoon. So that's the plan as of now. So, Abbott's Lagoon here. Now, kind of at the end of the trail, very soft, deep sand. In fact, the map says bikes are not really allowed beyond this point, at least riding them, not that you could. But I'll just pan around a little bit, show you a little more Abbott's Lagoon. It's a pretty area around here. We'll head back. Next trip will be the Coastal Trail. That'll get me to the ocean. That should be fun. This tree is a good place to stop and have lunch if it's not too windy on Santa Maria Beach, which is only about 100 yards farther along the trail. Fortunately, it wasn't too windy, so I had lunch below the cliffs overlooking Drake's Bay. After lunch, I returned along the coast trail. As I turned from the ocean and headed through the trees, I heard the faint sound of bugling elk. As I started up the trail again, the view opened, and sure enough, there it was. After watching the elk fade into the brush, I continued along the trail and headed to my next stop, the Estero Trail. So I'm kind of running out of beach here. Just up ahead, I'm just kind of curious what might be around the corner, if I can get around there. But we'll check it out, see what's going on. Well, I'm kind of at the end of the Estero Trail. I'm kind of on a beach with a lot of rocks. I won't be riding this section, but I may walk down a little bit to the right, see what's around the corner. If I see anything interesting, I'll let you know. So far, about 3.8 miles in, and yeah, we'll see what else we can show you. I'm heading back now. I'm glad you can join me on this adventure. I'll leave you now on Santa Maria Beach. Hope to see you on the road.